If you watch Snowfall, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Every time I looked at him on screen, I kept thinking Franklin Saint. Like, even the mannerisms, the walk, I'm like, dude, that's Franklin Saint. But then when he opens his mouth and you hear the British accent, okay, because I'm expecting to be like, hey, Pages, what's up, man? You know, that's more Terrence Howard, but you know what I mean. All right, y'all, I am tired as shit. So I watched F1 today in Dolby, and right from there I had to go right to work, put in my 8 hours, and now I'm coming home and reviewing this for you all. So before I get into the review, I don't know, I just feel the need to do this, y'all. Maybe I'm just a little emotional because of the long day I had, but I just want to thank every single one of y'all that have watched the channel for years, that watched, then came back, watched, commented, all that stuff, man. I'm grateful for every single view, whether you like me or not, because on this YouTube platform, views are very hard to come by. Like, there are a select few that get fortunate enough to have explosions on their channel. My shit's been, you know, I've had a couple of growth spurts here and there, but for the most part, it's been slowly growing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I just want to say that for those that have watched and came back, if you're watching right now, thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. I really appreciate it. I know I joke a lot on this channel, but I'm being dead ass right now. I'm thankful for each and every single one of y'all. So before you click off, because I know y'all have short attention spans due to these damn shorts, F1. All right, I'm not going to get into the director and all that shit. I can't remember the motherfucker's name. I remember Hans Zimmer scored the movie. That's what I remember. And it stars Brad Pitt and Damson Idris, who I believe is going to be the new T'Challa. And I've been lobbying for him to be the new T'Challa for a long time. I say, yo, if anybody's going to play T'Challa, Black Panther, it's got to be that dude. It's got to be Franklin Saint. So F1 is a great time at the movies. I'm just going to say that out front. F1 is what I expected it to be. I expected it to be Days of Thunder on steroids, and that's what it was. So I think you definitely have to watch this either in Dolby or IMAX. I don't know if I would have got the same experience watching this regular, but watching this in Dolby, like the car race scenes, phenomenal. I felt the vibrations all in the seat and everything, man. Sometimes I felt like I was in the race. So all the car racing was phenomenal. Now the story is pretty generic, okay? It's the same kind of, you know, story that we've seen over and over again about the old over the hill, used to be great racer or athlete or whatever. And, you know, he has one more shot at glory. And then there's a young up and comer that's trying to be a hot shot. And he has to school the youngster on how to just take your time and, you know, stop, you know, son, you can run down there and fuck one of them cows, but we could walk down and fuck them all. You know, one of those situations. So the plot is really bare bones. It's really by the numbers, you know what I mean? But the fact that Brad Pitt is so good as Sonny Hayes. See, I even remember the character's name. Sonny Hayes was a bad boy, all right? Brad Pitt killed it in this role, just in the most, like, I don't know, the older Brad Pitt gets, the more he's just unbothered by anything. Like, one of my favorite parts, man, this is mild spoiler here, when they're having a press conference and this reporter's pressing them, asking them some stupid personal questions, and everything he answered was just, yeah. Well, you know you fucked up in life, right? Yeah. Anything you wish you could change? Yeah. I'm like, that's my dude, man. Just totally unbothered. Loved him in this movie. Damson Idris was okay in this movie, but I'm sorry, y'all. Look, if you watch Snowfall, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Every time I looked at him on screen, I kept thinking Franklin Saint. Like, even the mannerisms, the walk, I'm like, dude, that's Franklin Saint. But then when he opens his mouth and you hear the British accent, okay, because I'm expecting to be like, hey, Pages, what's up, man? You know, that's more Terrence Howard, but you know what I mean? You know, the fake Oakland accent that he had. I was like, it took me about an hour to kind of like get Franklin Saint out of my head and see him as the character that he's playing in this movie, but I just kept seeing Saint. I'm sorry, like, but still, he was okay in the movie. Him and Brad Pitt, the chemistry wasn't all there for me. You know, I don't know what it was. I didn't really feel the whole chemistry of old lion schooling a young lion, you know what I mean? Like, it was there, but then it wasn't there. But like I said, the biggest compliment I give this movie is the racing. Like, every time they did racing, I was like, damn, this is where the movie really shines. But everything else was okay. It was okay. Like I said, Brad Pitt really sold it. So his performance by itself, to me, really helped the very basic story here. But other than that, man, I thought this was a great time. Like, this is what the summer movies is all about. Now, I did do a coin flip where I said, okay, Friday, I said, okay, I'm gonna do a coin flip and see, am I gonna watch Megan or I'm gonna watch F1? And I got heads, which meant Megan. And I wish I could have took that back, because that's 2 hours I cannot get back ever again. That movie sucked absolute ass. Awful. But F1 is what a summer blockbuster movie is supposed to be. This movie had, it was an adrenaline rush. It was fun. It was exciting. It had you on the edge of the seat. You had fun. It's one of those fun, feel good, high octane, good times at the theater that knows what it is. There's nothing that's going to really surprise you by this movie. Is you know what the outcome is going to be. You know what the ending is going to be. It's very predictable, but still, I had a good time with this. What you go to summer movies for, so I give it a pass with that. With that being said, yeah, I give F1. I give this movie a B+. Yeah, this is Days of Thunder on steroids. This is a better version of that movie Driven. Remember that movie Driven that Sly Stallone wrote and Rennie Harlan directed, where they were racing the Formula One cars in the street with the bad CGI? You know what I'm saying? It's a similar plot, but this was done way better. I say it's probably one of the better car racing movies I've ever seen, especially with the racing. But now, if you compare it to something like, say, Ford v Ferrari, I'd have to put Ford v Ferrari over this one, just because I thought the story was a lot better. And it was, it was just, I don't know, it stuck to the ribs more, you know what I mean? And this movie clocks in at 2.5 hours, like 2 hours and 35 minutes. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way they can keep this fast pace for that long. This is a very fast-paced movie. It goes by very quickly, and it's a Jerry Bruckheimer production. It feels like Jerry Bruckheimer production, but they kept that fast pacing throughout. So I've never really felt the runtime that much. Like, it kept the fast pace all 2 hours and 35 minutes. But I do think they could have trimmed some stuff off, man. I think it's, a movie like this needs to be no longer than 2 hours. I'll probably like 1 hour 46. You know what I mean? Well, but with that being said, I did enjoy this, so I did have a good time with it. And I highly recommend y'all go watch it if you haven't already. But check it out in Dolby or IMAX. You're welcome. But to those that did see it, what did you guys think about it? Comment fully below. Let me know what you thought. If you like and dig this content, like and subscribe, notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.